very important concept. I request all the students to pay some attention over here. And this is very important concept where most of the questions will be asked in the GATE examination. When you look at the questions that are asked in the previous GATE examinations, you can clearly identify that these particular topics of converting the infix to postfix expression and evaluation of postfix expression is very important concept, right? So as I'm saying, this is very important topic. Please concentrate. And so these are the real life examples of stacks. In real life, we can come across a pile of books, right? While you are studying, you put some pile of books, like this is book 1. And on the top of book 1, you took book 2, you put book 2. And on top of book 2, you place book 3. So this is nothing but a pile of books, which comes under the stack example, right? Similarly, plate trays. For example, if you go to some restaurant and you will find, if it is a buffet system, you will find lot of plates placed like this, right? One plate on another plate. So this is plate trays, and this is an example of stack. Like that, you can come across lot of examples of stacks in our daily life also. Okay, but we are not bothered about what are the applications of stacks in the real life. We are very much worried, or we have to concentrate on the applications of stack that are related to computer science. Nobody asks you what is the real life examples of stacks. They will ask you what are the applications of computer stacks in the computer science field, right? In program execution, we make use of stacks. Similarly, in function calls, we make use of stacks. Similarly, evaluating the expressions, the last application which I am going to discuss in today's class, evaluation of postfix expression, that makes use of the concept called stacks. Similarly, nested parenthesis check or balanced parenthesis. This also an analogy of nested parenthesis check, balanced parenthesis check. Right. And this is important. The underlying structure for recursion is stack. Whenever you call a function, on its own, or you call the same function, then that concept is called as recursion, and the underlying structure or the data structure that is used for the recursion concept is also stack, right? Similarly, function calls, this also we have discussed. For example, there is a function called f1, and this function makes a call to f2 at this point, right? So this is called as function call statement. Whenever we come across this function call statement, we know that the control will jump from this particular statement to the function definition. But before jumping the control from this function to f2, what happens is, here we have different instructions and there are some values that are to be stored, right? So all these values that are calculated up to this point, up to this function call, are kept on a stack. Stack is nothing but a memory area, right? Are kept on a stack, and the control will jump from f2 function call to function definition. After executing the function body, it will again jump back to the callee function. So what happens here is, what are values that are kept inside the stack before the jump will be retrieved back. That means before jump, it will push all the elements onto the stack. After returning, what it will do? It will simply pop all the elements to again continue with the execution of function 1. So this is where we can use the stacks in the function calls, right? Similarly, you may be using different types of web browsers, right? And these web browsers, you may be entering lot of URLs, and you are visiting lot of websites on a daily basis. So in all these URLs that you visit, or all these websites that you visit, are kept inside a particular data structure called stack, and that is called as page visited history, right? You can press simply Control plus H, where you will be displayed the history of the pages that you have visited. They are placed inside the stack. That means they use the concept of LIFO. LIFO in the sense, for example, at 10 o'clock, you have visited some website called X. At 10:10, you have visited another website called Y. At 10:20, you have visited another website called Z. Therefore, these websites or the links are placed in a last in first out order. Therefore, the recently visited website, that is Z, will be placed on the top of the stack, where you can easily access it by just clicking on it, right? So in page visited history of web browser also makes use of the concept called stacks. Similarly, undo sequence in a text editor. For example, you have entered some text like DS in the text editor. You take any text editor like Microsoft Word or Office, something like that. So Notepad plus like that. You take any text editor. What you will do is you type something and you found that this is not yes. So what you will do is simply press Control Z, which is nothing but undo. Therefore, what it will do is it will remove this yes. It is being happening by making use of the stacks concept. So the undo sequence in a text editor is implemented by using stacks, right? Similarly, the chain of method calls in Java virtual machines, Java makes use of different methods, and the methods may call different methods. In such case, they will use the concept of stack. Similarly, validating an XML document, in such applications also, they will make use of the data structures called stacks, right? So let me concentrate on 3 very good applications of stacks. The first application is nested parenthesis check. As the name suggests, that you are going to check the parentheses which are nested in nature. That means you are going to check whether the parentheses are balanced or not. We'll see what this balancing of parentheses and what do you mean by balanced equation. All these things we'll discuss. So in processing programs, we come across 3 different types of parentheses. This is curly brace, and this is a square bracket, and this we call it as parenthesis. So we come across these different types of parentheses like curly braces, square brackets, and parentheses in our regular expressions. Okay. So a stack is used to check the symbol balance, whether they are balanced or not. What do you mean by balancing? It's nothing but if you start with a open parenthesis, then it should have a closing parenthesis also, right? If you start with a open square bracket, the expression should consist of the closing bracket also. Same is the case with open parenthesis and closed parenthesis. So the stack is being used for checking the symbol balance, whether these symbols are balanced or not. That is that can be done by making use of stack, right? So the nested parenthesis check, you have to consider this algorithm. So the parentheses in mathematical expressions are balanced only when the equal number of left and right parentheses are there, right? We'll take examples also. So this is condition 1. We call a mathematical expression as balanced if and only if they have equal left and right parentheses, right? And the second condition is every right parenthesis is preceded by a matching left parenthesis. Matching left parenthesis means if it is a curly brace, then it should be a curly brace only. If it is a square bracket, then the closing should be the square bracket. If it is a parenthesis, the closing should also be a parenthesis. So for every right parenthesis, for every closing square bracket, closing curly brace and closing parenthesis, it should have the corresponding, or it should be preceded with the matching left parenthesis. These two conditions has to be satisfied for a perfect mathematical expression. For example, if you take this expression, it consists of two open parentheses, right? And it consists of only one closed parenthesis. This and this parentheses are matching. But what happens to this one? It's not balanced, right? So equal number of right and left parentheses are not there in this case. Therefore, it is violating the condition 1. And if you take this example, it starts with a closing parenthesis, that is right parenthesis. But according to condition 2, you have to check that every right parenthesis should be preceded by a matching left parenthesis. It is a right parenthesis, but there is no matching left parenthesis. In such case, this is also an error condition. That means you are violating the condition 2. So if these two conditions are satisfied by any mathematical expression, then that particular expression is called as a balanced mathematical expression. We'll go for some more examples and we'll check how this particular balancing of parentheses is checked using the stack, right? So this is the algorithm for balanced symbol checking or nested parenthesis check. Anything you can call it, right? Nested parenthesis check or balanced symbol checking, right? So in the first step, is making us to make an empty stack. So we are clear about this, how to create a stack. This is stack, and whenever you create a stack, it is obvious that you create a top pointer with initial value as -1, right? You have to start as a second step of this algorithm. You have to read symbols from left to right until the end of the file. And if the symbol is an opening symbol, it's very important step for this application. If the symbol is an opening parenthesis, opening symbol or left parenthesis, whatever it may be. If it is an opening symbol, just push it onto the stack. So if it is a left parenthesis, just push it onto the stack. But if it is a closing symbol, be cautious here. It consists of two steps, right? If the stack is empty, while you are reading a closing symbol, if the stack is empty, just report it as an error. Otherwise, that means if the closing symbol, if the stack is not empty, you pop the stack. You have to pop the top element of the stack. For example, assume that the popped element is the right parenthesis. If the symbol popped does not match the closing symbol, then report an error, right? If this is matching with this, no problem, you just pop that element. But assume that this is my left parenthesis or left symbol and the popped element is this curly brace. There is no match here, there is a mismatch, right? In such case, you have to report an error. So, but if it is a correct matching, if there is a match over these two symbols, left parenthesis and right symbols, then you just pop it, right? And at the end of the file, and that means at the end of reading the expression, if the stack is not empty, that is also an error. That means you have no sufficient left and right parenthesis. That is the condition. Therefore, you have to raise an error. And at the end of the expression, if the stack is empty, then you can say that the particular mathematical expression is perfectly balanced, right? So we'll look at an example. Again, we are going for this algorithm. So the algorithm is very simple. Where for each left parenthesis, do a push, and for each right parenthesis, do a pop, and make sure the item popped is equal to the right parenthesis. That means whether there is a match is there or not, right? And there are three error conditions. If the stack is empty when doing a pop, then it raises an error. If the stack is not empty when the expression ends, this is also an error. And if the popped parenthesis is not matching with the parenthesis that is red, that is also an error. So these three error conditions you have to keep in mind, and you have to perform the stack operations, right? Actual algorithm is very simple, that is pushing and popping and check whether it is a match or not. But there are different error conditions you have to check. Let me go into one example like this, right? This is the mathematical expression that is given, and according to the algorithm you have to create a stack like this. Stack as, let me give the size of stack as 4. Therefore the index starts from 0 to 3, and it is obvious that you declare the top pointer as -1 and start reading the expression from the left hand side. So you make a pointer P over here and you start reading the expression. Now my P is pointing to left parenthesis. So if it is a left parenthesis, according to step 1 of the algorithm, this is step 1, right? And this is step 2. According to step 1, you just push it. Pushing means increment the top, that is it becomes 0 and you push it. After pushing it, you increment the pointer such that it points to the next element. So the next element is also a left parenthesis. So according to step 1 of the algorithm, if it is a left parenthesis, just push it. So increment top, push, right? And after pushing the parenthesis, you increment pointer such that it points to A. Now the algorithm does not say anything about the operands and operators, so there is no need to worry about operators and operands. Whenever you come across an operator, whenever you come across an operand, you just skip it, right? So you just increment the pointer, and pointer is pointing to plus. Again it is an operator, no action, increment. It is an operand, B is an operand, no action, increment. And now P is pointing to the right parenthesis. So according to step 2 of the algorithm, if it is a right parenthesis, do pop. Pop means the top element is to be removed. So this is the symbol I have read, and this is the symbol I have popped. The popped element is this one, right? You have to check whether they are matching or not. This is a left parenthesis and this is a right parenthesis. Therefore there is a match. Simply pop it, right? Now my top is pointing to 0 here. Here you can observe that after making this pop, you can observe that you increment P, but this has reached the end of expression. This is end of expression. So if the stack is not empty, go to this error condition, condition 2, error condition 2. If the stack is not empty when the expression ends, that raises an error. Therefore, this expression is violating the condition 2, or it is satisfying this error condition 2, right? Therefore this is not a balanced parenthesis, balanced mathematical expression. So the parentheses are not balanced, therefore it is not a balanced parenthesis or perfect mathematical expression. Okay, I think you are clear about this concept, right? Let me go with another example. So this is how we push the elements when it is left parenthesis, and whenever there is a right parenthesis, you pop the element, and there is only one element over here, and you have reached the end of the expression, but the stack is not empty. Therefore, 1 minute. Therefore, it gives an error called 2. This also we have discussed, right? Let me take one more example. This is the expression that is given, and you make a stack here 0, 1 and 2. Give a pointer here and you take a top pointer. Top is equal to -1. P is pointing to this location or this element, which is nothing but right parenthesis. Whenever there is a right parenthesis, you check, you have to pop the stack, but if the stack is empty when you are doing a pop, here there are no elements inserted here, right? So there is the stack is empty and you are trying to pop the element. In such case, this particular error condition will arise. So this is also an imbalanced mathematical expression. There are the parentheses are not balanced, and hence it is an example of imbalanced parenthesis or imbalanced mathematical expression. Okay. So you cannot pop, which raises an error. Let me take this example. We will check whether this is a perfect mathematical expression or balanced mathematical expression or not. As a human being, we can look at that example and you can say that okay, this is a perfect mathematical expression, but the computer cannot do this on its own. You have to give some instructions, you have to write some algorithm, and you make the computer work based upon those instructions. In such case, you have to write for example, in the third example they have given this point. 1 minute. I gave this example and let me check whether my algorithm is working or not, right? So this is my stack S and the index 0, 1, 2, 3. For understanding purpose, I am drawing each and every example. So there is a point over here and it is pointing to left square bracket. Whenever there is a left square bracket or left symbol, you just push it, right? The top becomes 0, push it. Increment the pointer, it is pointing to the left symbol, which is nothing but left parenthesis. According to step 1, push it. The top becomes 1. And increment the pointer. Whenever you come across an operand or an operator, just leave it. That means you increment the pointer. So no action, increment. Now P is pointing to plus, no action, increment. Now P is pointing to B, no action, increment. And now P is pointing to the right square bracket. Whenever there is a right parenthesis or right symbol, what you have to do? The symbol that is read is the closing symbol, square bracket, and you have to pop the element. So the popped element is left parenthesis. Here there is a mismatch here. There is a mismatch of symbols. So in this case, if the popped parenthesis is not matching with the parenthesis that is read, the parenthesis that is read is square bracket and the parenthesis that is popped is parenthesis, right? Simple parenthesis. These are not matching with each other. Therefore, it also raises an error. Therefore, we have checked the 3 conditions, error conditions, where we can use the stacks concept to check whether a expression is balanced or not, right? So the first element is pushed, the second element is pushed. Whenever you come across the third element, there is a mismatch here, right? So this is nothing but it rises to an error number 3, right? So this is the end of the first application, that is how you check the nested parenthesis using stack. We have given lot of examples where we have checked the error conditions like error 1, error 2 and error 3 using stack.